Hey guys, welcome to a video about Tactic Front. I'm the developer of the game. Wanted to make a quick update about kind of the current state of the game, V2.4, show you guys a match and explain some of the new features and the changes from the base game OpenFront IO. I'm going to go ahead and do a match in single player, just do balance for the first round. We'll just do world as a map. For spawn location, I'd recommend you spawn not in the middle of a bunch of bots, so Europe's probably going to be a hot zone for you. South America's hard because there's 4 or 5 different bots at play. This is a pretty easy spawn if you're looking for something with a little less combat and a little less difficulty. When you first spawn in, you're going to want to click a couple times, expand your territory, adjust your troop worker count if it's been set to something weird in your client settings. I'd recommend you keep it a little bit lower so you have workers that are going to be producing more pops for you while your troops are fighting. Some of the big differences with the game in the beginning are you see how the troop count is not filling the bar completely. If that's the situation you're in, then you're going to want to put down a barracks. A barracks will more quickly convert some of your worker pops into troops so that you can keep your offensives going. I'm actually going to go for this round here on Russia and just take them out. And then push up here to get my first, probably do city first, and then I'll do a port. A couple things with the build menu here. We do have some new structures. I'll go over them one by one. But in the beginning, just a quick tip, you're going to want to use SAM sites. If you don't have SAM sites, you're going to have a lot of enemy missiles coming in and attacking your base. So just keep that in mind. You're going to want to place SAMs. They're very important. Cities, ports, and your power plants are going to produce some passive gold for you. Right now it's 300, 500, and then 800 for the power plant per second. So pretty decent amount of gold, especially in the beginning. So you're going to want to get down a couple cities and some ports. Let's clean up some of these bots and I'll keep working. Defense posts are a little bit stronger in this game. There are some limits into the size of the attacks to slow them down so that you don't get steamrolled. The goal is for the attacks to last a little bit longer so you have a chance to kind of have that back and forth. You can fire off missile strikes and try to come up with counters for the enemy. Just because you're getting attacked by somebody slightly larger than you or much larger than you doesn't mean it's game over yet. So the opening phase kind of plays the same as the base game. One thing you're going to want to start doing though, a couple minutes in, is probably get down your research lab so you can get up your first SAM site. When you place the research lab, you see how my tech level increased on the right side. When the second one completes, you can see that. Now I'm able to unlock things that have this left-hand icon. This left-hand icon is the minimum level of tech that's necessary to build this structure. So a missile silo is tech level 1, a SAM site's tech level 2, and hospitals, power plants is tech level 2. So those are the main changes. We'll go over the cruise missile in just a second. These structures, same as the base game. There's going to be construction cooldown, and then they'll go into active mode. I'm actually going to get down my first hospital. Hospitals, they give you bonus to both pop growth and I call it troop trickle back, but essentially what it is how many casualties you're taking on the front lines that are coming back as workers into your economy. When you click on structures, you're going to see a little structure info menu. You can see some stats about the different structures. Right now, it's really only implemented well on the SAM launcher. It just shows you the current number of missiles that are available to be shot. One thing about incoming missiles is there is what's called interception chances. So there's a calculation for different types of missiles. You can look at the change logs if you want to see the specifics for now. And these are subject to change, but the idea is that not every missile interceptor is going to be effective at taking down the target. That keeps it dynamic. But if the first interceptor fails to intercept, a second one will be fired if one's available in the network. So let's do this. Let's get a couple more research labs down. I've got a missile launcher. I'll put down a couple more of these just so I can show off a feature. I'm going to move into Kazakhstan here. Before I do that, I'm going to put down some defense posts. One big change here is I'm attacking, but if they counterattack, it's going to have both sides taking some territory. And, I do have the larger attack right now, so I should still be able to push. But like here's Iran pushing me. I'm going to hit him back with 25,000. They've got an effective push going here on some plains tiles while I'm pushing into the bulk of their forces. So kind of see that back and forth. If you're struggling to take out a target, I'd recommend using these strike packages. How you do that is you just right click on an enemy, hit the strike package icon, and then I'm going to do the cruise missile strike. So that's going to fire off from each one of my silos and hit their defense posts. So the first hit on a defense post is going to put it in this repair mode where it doesn't you know, function anymore. The second strike will destroy it. So if you can time these well, you can use it to actually just capture the enemy buildings and keep them alive. Cruise missile strikes only damage and destroy silos, missile launchers, and defense posts at the moment. Here's the different strike packages. So we got cruise missiles. Those are going to attack just defense posts. This is the second strike package is called atomic bomb. These names will probably change and the descriptions get better, but this will send one at each enemy city, and it will also send a second missile as a cruise missile as a decoy. So, I mean, if you go over here, so cruise missiles pretty cheap. Atomic bombs of still 1 million. Hydrogen's 5 million. MERV has been nerfed quite a bit. It's more regional, and it cost is a little higher. Let's finish us Kazakhstan, and I'll show you how to keep pushing. Looks like we're getting pushed by Iran. Let's get a couple defense posts down. You know, defense posts are going to be really, really important here. Otherwise, they'll kind of push you. Looks like my defense post got taken. Let's put a second one down. So India, we're having trouble pushing them just because we have like no troops left. So let's move down our troop cap a little bit so that there's more on the reserve side. So a couple things you'll kind of want to change your play style. I've been trying to rush things while we're recording this video, just double clicking and sending more troops into the battle. But that's what this is for. This attack ratio is how many of your initial troops are going to be sent into battle. The reserve troop ratio is how many troops are going to be sent in as reinforcements. So if you see down here, the number will kick up every couple seconds. And that's the reserves coming from your defensive armies to the front line. And that's just to kind of keep the push going. Eventually we're going to limit the initial attack ratio size, probably tech lock it so you can't just full send. That will give you a chance to react when your enemy's pushing you. You'll get a notification obviously down here, and then you'll see that visual feedback. But it takes a little bit for the front line to get saturated with troops. They kind of trickle in. Alright, so we're pushing on those two fronts right now. We don't have a ton of troops yet, so I'm actually going to put down some more cities. Looks like they got a successful strike, so they can actually fire the strike packages, and they managed to take out one of my SAM sites. Let's see. If you look on the right hand side, you can see the number of tiles the enemy has. It looks like Iran's the smallest of the enemies, so we'll focus on them. I wonder if we can get an alliance with either Turkey or one of these other players. If we can, yeah, India request alliance, so good. Now we can get our troops off that front. Funny, they immediately broke the alliance. Okay, a little bit of a game bug it looks like with the targeting. I'll have to modify that in the code. Alright, maybe I can get Mongolia to ally or China to ally. Trade's still important, so I definitely recommend you get at least some ports down. And the missile interceptors do have a cost associated with them right now, so you're going to, of course, use them because I mean an incoming missile is going to be worse than paying, I think it's 25,000 per missile interceptor. Looks like we've almost taken out Iran, and we do get their gold when we take them over, so that'll be like 1 million for us. Let's take out Saudi Arabia as well. Okay, kind of consolidated power here. India's still attacking us, and Turkey and China. Let's put up a couple defense posts here on the front line. That should hold China back for a minute. While we push into probably Turkey. Turkey's pretty small. What nation is this? Iceland somehow is over here. Let's see if we can ally with Iceland, because they don't have a negative relationship with us. Okay, cool. Alright, we'll finish up India, push into China. Here's probably a good chance to use that cruise missile strike again. They've got a bunch of defense posts here, so let's take those out. And now our troops are going to have an easier time pushing in. Let's get another port down here, and then try to get a warship or two in this bay to capture some trade. So same thing here. Let's use strike package. If we have enough launchers, doesn't look like we have many launchers available. Let's do it one more time. There's one. So yeah, you're going to want to kind of utilize the asymmetrical warfare aspects of the game to keep your pushes going. Otherwise, if it gets real grindy and you're fighting multiple enemies, it's going to be hard to advance. One other thing I want to show you is the tech tree. Right now, the nation bots don't utilize the tech tree. It's kind of like a player-only feature. But the idea is that instead of it just being about quantity of structures, we want to increase the effectiveness of each individual structure. So right now we've got some upgrades that are available for both the SAM sites and the hospitals. Like for instance, let's look at the hospitals again. So currently I've been able to capture 8 of them from the enemy. So if I go to the tech tree and I get these bonuses, it's going to increase the amount of pop growth and troop trickle back I get from those hospital levels. So let me see. My tech level is 4, so I should be able to. Okay, I just didn't have enough money. That's it. So now I'm getting a 3% bonus to pop growth times the max hospital cap, which is 4 at this tier, and then it goes up to 5 here. You can build more hospitals or capture those hospitals, but they're not going to be the bonus. But if you want to have some reserves so that if your hospitals are taken out, you can utilize that feature. Just put a couple down in your backline. We're allied with Iceland, so we're not going to get missiles from that direction. But down here from the south, we got a couple countries that could be hitting us. So I think I want to increase the number of interceptors here at the kind of southern side of my base. Mongolia is we're still allied with. If you look down here, so currently our interceptors are 2 per silo, but we can increase that to 3 by getting this tech up here. Let's take over the rest of Ethiopia. And then probably push into Indonesia. Clean this up, and then if Mongolia decides to betray us, we can take them out. Let's get some warships down. We got to take out the ones defending the rest of China. Algeria. Yeah, let's push them off this peninsula, capture a couple more SAM sites. We're good on population now, so let's increase the effectiveness of our SAMs. Crew drills decreases the reload time by 5 seconds. That's a pretty big bonus when you got a bunch of SAM sites across your empire. Extended array tracking, what this does is it makes the interceptors fire even when the missile's further away. This makes it so that the interceptors fly faster. That's important because they're coming in, I think, 4 to 6 tiles per tick, and then your missiles are intercepting at a base of 12 tiles per tick. So if your first interceptor fails to engage and destroy the missile, a second one will be fired, but there's a chance that if it's too far away, it won't catch up in time. So having a little bit of extra speed does help. And I got that last upgrade for the additional SAM interceptor. Let me see if I can see it in action here. So currently that's 2, but I think it's 25 seconds for the reload. We should see that go to 3. I'll check back in on that in a second. Mongolia for some reason is taken there. Let's see if we can get some more of these islands. I'll just kind of keep pushing into Australia. We took over that, but Mongolia did capture it. Let's check the SAM site. So yes, it is 3 now. So same thing here. We're going to use probably just the cruise missile strike. I want to be able to capture the 2 SAMs. They have the 6 launchers. That's like 7 million gold. Let's see if we can get the rest of these. Oh. So successful push on the mainland here. Yeah, because we were able to take out their defense post, there wasn't much they could do to stop our advance. Alright, looks like they've got that island and they're basically eliminated. Algeria was able to push back and recapture Saudi Arabia, or the Arabian Peninsula. Let's get a couple trade warships down here. Looks like we've eliminated Australia. So now we're on the leaderboard here. We've managed to defend the different pushes. We've got a decent SAM network. Our hospital network's in place. We've got most of the research tree completed. So now all that's really left is to finish up the game here. So let's do this. Let's put down some warships. We'll boat across to Antarctica. And then I want to just start spamming SAMs. One thing I'd recommend you do is just hold control, and you can kind of mass place them. Or if you zoom out a little bit, now it's really easy. You can place on all those different tiles. So that pushes my interceptor count, my silo count from 23 to like 35. So hopefully that will be enough. Incoming attack from Antarctica. Same thing, let's destroy all their defense posts. Yeah, and capturing these is super important. I mean, when they cost 5 million each, it definitely is better to capture than destroy. Oh, we're being pushed hard by Algeria. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Let's see, are we still allied with Iceland? We are. I'm probably just gonna have to take them out with military strikes, not worry about trying to capture them. Yeah, he's got 17 SAM sites. If we watch the rest of this game, it'll probably be, yeah, you can see it. We took out 4, 5, oh, they're down to 10, so we took out like 7 other SAM sites. And it looks like my ally actually joined in on the attack, so kind of mopped them up. Looks like they took over the peninsula, so I won't be able to be attacked from there at least. Antarctica is ours. Let's look at the leaderboard here. See if there's any micronations we can take out. They usually have decent gold stockpiles, so something assembly. There's this one. There is this one. Cherokee Territory, where's that? There we go. Finland has a little island over here. Let's send some warships over here just to defend it. I'm going to want to put up probably a couple more SAM launchers as well as some defense posts on this line. Let's see, I'm going to push into here as well. Oh, Mongolia is no longer allied with us, so we're going to go and make a push. And same thing, we're going to take out at least their defense posts. And this isn't like a guaranteed win. I mean, look how many SAMs fired in order to intercept our missiles. Like, There are counters to every one of these strategies, but you want to use a combination of strategies to get an advantage. Looks like you almost have an encirclement here. Yep, there's one. Let's see if we can take Japan. I think it only really does a boat attack if you haven't already done a boat attack against that enemy, or like there's not currently an ongoing one. But yeah, we cleaned up Mongolia, ready to push into the rest of Antarctica, and then we'll go through South America. Alright, so, I mean, they keep attacking me, so it's time to kind of do Scorched Earth. So first, I like to do a military strike. What that's going to do is try to eliminate their SAMs, their silos, and their defense posts so that they can't retaliate as strongly against you. After that, what you're going to want to do is follow up with a Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth sends an atomic bomb and a cruise missile at every one of their cities. Now, the difference between that and the atomic bomb strike is that it will once again fire at all their military targets, just to make sure that you're going to get through. Yeah, I don't want my ally to capture all those cities. I do have to wait for the reload though, so 2 seconds it looks like. And then down here we're like another 3 seconds. Okay. Alright, so I've got 58 million. Click this button. That's anti-SAMs. That's anti-city. So see these kind of barrages? They're a mix of atomic bombs and cruise missiles. And they're going to hit about 1 per city, as long as you have enough silos. If you run out of silos, it's going to, just do a partial list. But it looks like I did hit some of my allies' territory, so we're probably going to want to start a push on them before they start pushing us. Let my SAMs reload, and then we'll probably hit them just to take out some military targets. But I mean, you kind of got the idea. It's definitely possible. I'm going to play a hard difficulty map just to show you, I guess, the application of all these strategies and how it is possible to win, I guess, even on the hardest difficulties. Looks like those are all cruise missiles. And he's only got 15 launchers left. Let's see if I can capture. Are there any here? I don't see any here on Africa. Most of the launchers are probably on his homeland. I'm up to 62 launchers, so I can do quite the strike. See if we can clean up some of these other nations. Oh, let me show off the MERV. So here's Colombia. We're going to do a MERV on them. I'll try to hit them center mass. Oh, so it requires a power plant. You have to have a power plant in your empire if you want to launch a MERV. That's one of the things that kind of gatekeeps it as well. If the enemy keeps taking out your power plants, you can't just MERV them. So build a couple, or be ready to replace yours. I think it's a 15-second build time. There we go. That's MERV launch. The main change is smaller impact radiuses, less interceptors, less warheads, and the missile is more regional. So, like, in the main game, a MERV will destroy, like, that much. And it's just too much. You see all this landing. So it's enough to soften them up, but it didn't wipe them out of the game. They could still come back from this if they're willing to keep playing, so kind of makes it a little more interesting. over here. And we check to make sure they didn't have a bunch of SAMs. They don't, so we'll do a scorched earth attack. And then if we have enough silos, we'll also hit these guys with scorched earth. Looks like all of our silos fired though, so let's push in with some conventional forces. Yeah, we got atomics coming in. SAMs are down, or most of them. And there is some balance to it. The cruise missile strikes are not going to automatically destroy SAMs under construction, give you a chance to get some up. But looks like all I have to do is take South America and I win this match, so. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being interested in the game and giving it a look. If you want to play, the link's down in the description. I'd also recommend, if you want to be a member of the community, join the Discord, taking suggestions and feedback requests from the community to help guide our gameplay and development. We definitely have our own roadmap, but we want to keep you guys involved in the discussions, so hope to see you guys there. I'm going to win before I sign off. Sorry, guys. 82%. There we go. So yeah, that's the game. Next video I'm going to try like the impossible mode, see if it's possible. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.